Hey, good morning, guys. Just gonna do a short video this morning. It's been a while since we've done one. Just thought we'd get back on the grind a little bit and put some stuff out for you guys. Just gonna do a few tickers today, maybe 4 or 5. Just kind of do a quick look at what I've been looking at recently. I know a lot of you guys are still in XXII, 22nd century here. It's been doing pretty well, kind of stagnant, but a little bit up. I charted this one out, I don't know, maybe the 10th or 12th of December, and I haven't really needed to change much, as you can see here. I believe that I drew this latest Fibonacci fan right around here, so yeah, so about like December 12th or something like that. In any case, we base this on the stochastic momentum and MACD. As you can see, it's pretty much followed that major trend going upward, and then we redrew after we started stabilizing out on the bottom here. It was pretty stagnant, basically the first half of November, and finally started going back up again around, let's get my tool out here. Finally started going back up around December 8th or so, which was, the reason to get that fan going out that way. And sorry if I sound really bad, I've been sick a little bit recently, so I apologize about that. But in any case, we did have a huge leap on the 8th and the 11th here. But as you can see, seems to be pretty natural with this one. After a big leap, just kind of stagnates again, going back down for another few weeks or so. You can see that cycle even going way back to July. I mean, huge leap, stagnation, huge leap, stagnation and dip, huge leap, very large dip through October. And now it's just kind of been on a staggering, kind of slow incline going upwards again, which matches more closely back here in February to April. What is good, though, is that even though it has been kind of dead since the end of October, it's still on a general uptrend. As you can see with this bottom fib fan line, the 61.8% line, it has still been slowly increasing back up. So it's good to see. This may be one that you might want to buy soon and hold for just another one of these huge leaps. This is definitely one that I would prefer to swing as opposed to long-term hold at the moment. But again, they're expecting FDA news anytime, so that huge leap could happen at any moment. I'm not sure exactly what the short percentage is right now on the stock. We could look that up. Let's see if it's on here. Yeah, so the short percentage last time reported was only 7.848%, so it's not that bad. It is up 3 cents right now in pre-market, but as you know, with pre-market with XXII, it could really do anything. But in my opinion, this is a pretty steady increase, and as we know, is after it stagnates for a while, it usually has a chance for another leap. As you can see with all this blue on the Elder Impulse, every time it's been blue for a while, it generally does a leap one direction or the other. And being that it's been on a steady incline since all the way back in November 1st, I would say that it's pretty much due for another leap soon. I don't want to say exactly when. Maybe within a week or two, it would have another pop upwards. But it does need to break out. As you can see, this downward pink line on the fan that it's been kind of riding, it does need to continue on the upward. I'm a little scared that it might go back down and continue on this downward trend here. But honestly, with the past 2 months being steady upwards, I see no reason that it can't continue doing that. I would honestly say too, if we look at the stochastic momentum, we're nice and below, and we're trying to turn back upwards. But as you can see, big dips downward even further are possible, even after the little hikes. Like if you look back here on June, a little bump right here, still went down. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to say that it's going to continue going up for sure, but indicators are pointing upwards. Our MACD is not too overbought. It's kind of flattened, lined out, which you can see here on the impulse and everything. So that could really go either way, but it seems, I don't know, it likes to go downwards below when it hits here. But as you can see, sometimes it just stagnates on the line. But I would say, being that the stochastic momentum is starting to point upwards, and we do have a bottom on the gator here that's green, it's probably going to keep going upwards. Let's actually pull up our Chan momentum. Yeah, and our momentum is actually already going back upwards as well. So I would say definitely watch this in the next 2 weeks. Maybe make a purchase for a swing, and hold on to it for a couple weeks. I don't think it is going to crash down, but just be wary that it does have a potential to follow this fib going back down. But like I said, Elder Impulse has been blue for a while, and generally after a bit of blue stagnation, it likes to pop up, and the indicators are set up pretty well for that to happen. So it may be a safe buy to, like I said, buy a little bit, watch it for a couple weeks, wait for another pop, and get rid of it then. Okay. I would like to also now take a look at Flexin. I was in this one for a while. I did sell all of my position just to give you guys fair warning on that, that I'm not in it right now. This one I had been tracking pretty hard ever since the FDA approval, where it just got completely slammed. I was hoping that by February it would be back up to $30, but being that it's been stuck around 25 since, if we go back here to basically the end of November, it's been stuck at 25. We're getting these peaks. It's wanting to go up, but there's just so much short interest that it's been steadily killed every time. As you can see, though, we're kind of having a similar pattern to what we had at the end of November. This kind of slow climb going back up here. This does look a little bit more natural. It does look like, a more sustained growing build. I'd like to see the accumulation and distribution on it. Just 1 second. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, it is being bought and held more. It's not getting sold like crazy like it was after FDA approval. But again, it's kind of stagnating here, as you can see. We're not really getting above the zero line on the accumulation, which is clearly evident in the price, as you can see right here. So this one, I'm like I said, I'm out of it. I'm still going to recommend probably staying out of it for now. The thoughts are that in the first quarter of next year, that's when they are going to have, their first sales news and everything like that. Their drug is available for purchase now. That's an injectable, non-opioid painkiller. It's got fantastic results. It's as safe as saline. Really good medicine. But again, they had their offering right after FDA approval, and they had to hire a sales force, which took more money, and so it's going to take a little bit for those numbers to reflect in their income statements and their filings. So again, I think first quarter is really when you're going to want to pay attention to this again, because right now it is so shorted and it's very manipulated and very controlled. So in my opinion, this is going to go up, and it's going to go up a little bit, but again, I think it's going to get killed at these peaks around $26, $27 again. So I honestly wouldn't buy it right now. I would say if you bought it, down here at 24 and rode it up to 25, 26, good play. It's just a little spooky for me right now. And as you can see, MACD is kind of going down again. Let's switch to our daily really quick. So yeah, if you pull up the daily here, you can see it even better. It's just basically sideways in between these fib zones on our horizontal fib. And it's just it just doesn't seem to be really wanting to break out quite yet. I mean, we did have these huge peaks here. I think it did get up to $27. Let's pull up the horizontal. Yeah, it got up to about $27.50, and then just got slammed again. And it's just been trying to beat that level ever since. So just keep your eye on it. Maybe get in if you can get in below 25, and maybe do some swings on it. But I think still, really, you're going to be waiting for those first quarter sales numbers to come through before anything's going to really happen on it. But I mean, your indicators are tipping up on the dailies. You know, things are swinging back upwards. So it's just a matter of how much longer the shorts are really going to control it. So this is one we're definitely going to keep an eye on in the coming months. So put it on the back burner, keep it in your thoughts, but it's probably not quite a safe play yet, in my opinion. Let's also take a look at TRXC. I know a few people are in that one as well. This is going to be a slow play. It's going to go up eventually. Right now it's kind of been stuck. And it's probably still going to be going downwards a little bit longer, but it's definitely a long-term play. One to also put on the back burner. Keep your eye on it. It's kind of a low volume, slow burner, like I said. So it's about 196 now. As you can see, it did get up all the way to around $5 back in the 17th of October. The decline hasn't been super sharp. It's been kind of just a steady, slow decline. I think people are just waiting on more news to happen. But things are going very well for this company, so it's one to keep an eye on. I don't think it's going to go much lower than $1.90. I'm about to buy some myself, most likely. I think it's going to be one to keep for a year or two. Very successful in the long run. My only worry would be that it does go back down and fill this gap to $1.50, and if it does get to $1.50, I'm definitely going to put a bit of money in there. I'm just going to watch this one, see what happens, see if it can recover from this $1.97 area and get back above that psychological 2 barrier. But again, I just wanted you guys to see this one, keep your eye on it. Something's going to happen eventually with it. Let's just see if it tests $1.50 again first before I recommend a buy. But if you see it start recovering and jumping up 210, 220, something like that, it may be another safe swing, up to around $3, $4 or so. So just keep your eye on it. It's just been really slow since October, but that doesn't mean the company's bad. It's just waiting on news and things like that. Okay. And let's take a look at HMNY. This has been a great swinger between the $8 to $14 range. Lots of money to be made in this one. Kind of the same thing as TRXC. As you can see, though, it got up really high, $38, and it's just been kind of slammed since then. Mostly stagnant, but it's had some great days of pop, if you will. Like you can see here, we had a day going from $5 up to $12. Going right here, $9.79 up to $15. Days like this again, $9 up to around $13. So it has potential for these pops. I'm not exactly sure when the next one will happen, but it definitely does happen. I mean, even here on these days where it's getting slammed, like let's say you bought it on the 6th of December at closing price around $7.64. You could have sold it for $12, 4 or 5 days later, right? But since the 13th of December, it's been extremely stagnant, just kind of sitting around the 560 range. It's probably due for another pop soon, to be honest with you. But I haven't been following their news like I was before. I know they started a new annual pass thing, and I think they have a couple more deals in the works. But again, I'm not super up to date on their news. They could get a PR that does one of those pops again soon. I don't know. That's something you're going to want to research. But as you can see, I mean, the MACD looks like it's starting to curve up again. It's been oversold on the stochastic momentum really hard. And the good thing is on the Elder Impulse, though, if you can see, it's just been steady, just blue. And the blue means the bulls and the bears are basically equal with each other. They're just kind of fighting. Neither one's really winning. But generally, after you see a long amount of stagnation like that, it's either going to get slammed down again or it's going to pop really nicely. And with it being this low, it hasn't been this low since September 19th or so, early September. So it's most likely going to go in an upward direction. You know, as you can see here, it was really stagnant for a long time back here, though. So assuming they have more good news and assuming their sales numbers are nice for the last quarter and the quarter coming up, it should have a nice pop eventually. I'm keeping my eye on it for now. It's probably one where I would do a day trade on it. I would look to see how the pre-market and momentum is looking for the day, and probably just try to play one of those days with the huge candles, because it seems to like to launch for like a 1 or 2 day period. So if you see a lot of strong forward momentum and it seems like the L2 is nice and clean, it's one that I would maybe follow and just keep your eye on. But like you can see right now, it's already down 1% today. Market opened 3 minutes ago. So, like this is probably not a day where I would launch into it. But it's one that I would definitely keep an eye on for a forward momentum day. It doesn't seem like today is going to be the day right now. As you can see, it's going down even more. But like I said, just keep your eye on it. It may be a good play eventually. I think for the last one for right now, we may do another video later on this morning. The last one right now, BTSC, is one that has just been fun to watch. It generally gets a ton of volume. I actually played this for a nice, I think it was like a $700 gain the other day. It was a lot of fun to watch. It follows Bitcoin a little bit. It's Bitcoin Services is the name of the company, and really all they are is like an information website about Bitcoin. But I think just having Bitcoin in the name triggers people to follow it like Bitcoin. Again, sorry for the sniffling. So I played it back here. I bought around the 8th to 11th and sold it back up here. So as you can see, it was a pretty nice gain. It was a nice ride up. And I sold it a little bit into the stagnation. I was hoping it would ride a bit more back up to like the 50-cent range like it was at the end of November. Didn't quite hit there, but it is, as you can see, beginning a slow, steady climb up again. This 30-cent range has been a real barrier, though. So I would just kind of watch how it goes today and the next couple days. I would definitely say if you can buy around 20 cents, give it a shot. Just toss a few hundred at it or something and see what happens. Just be careful of this 30-cent range where it's at now. But again, if it busts through the 30 cent, it has potential for huge gap ups. As you can see here, back at the end of November, huge gap up at 30 cents, another one back here, another one here. So it has that, but it also gets slammed really hard when people get their profits and want to get out of it. I'm probably just going to honestly watch it most of this week. Just like I said, just because it is at the 30-cent range. It could pop either way. It's just hard to tell with this one, to be honest with you. It's kind of hard to follow. I don't have any fibs on it right now. I may do a chart, like an individual chart for it later, and put some fibs on there. I just don't have it right now. But as you can see, I mean, the MACD is kind of leveling off. It was way overbought on the momentum the last couple days. And the Chan momentum's also starting to go back down. So, it is up 0.5% already. Normally on days it's going to run, on open, it would go pretty fast. I don't think it'll run today, but I could be wrong. But anyway, it's just another one. Keep your eye on BTSC. It's a fun one to watch. It gets tons of volume. And you can kind of ride the Bitcoin hype with it. So again, just keep an eye on some of these TRXE, slow burner, HMNY. You can maybe get a single day trade out of it if you watch it closely. XXII, I do think, like I said at the beginning, I think it has potential to go up some more. Like, there it goes, it's up 6 cents right now. So I think it is a nice steady incline ride, and we'll see how it goes, guys. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and have a good one.